bachabazi is a real thing, and socially indoctrinated in the children, like the sexual exploitation of children. So it starts early and then it moves into the adulthood. Bachabazi is a real thing, and it's dressing boys to look like girls, and they have some Afghanis. When I say some, I don't know how pervasive it is, but it's a big percentage. And the adult male stuff, that's like one subsegment of their culture, but it's the sexual exploitation of children, that when you find that out, that's when things really turn for you psychologically. You're like, this place is really fucked. Yeah. And it's very pervasive. If you go back and you read The Kite Runner, when I read The Kite Runner when I was in Afghanistan, I realized that, it's not only the story about this kid, but it's also the story of Afghanistan. It's very, very, those stories run parallel, because children are sexually exploited regularly, and it's mainly the boys, from what I understand, to the point of which I was driving out on this op, I guess, from Kabul to Jalalabad. And when I first got to Afghanistan, I used to see these truck drivers, and I thought, my dad was a truck driver. It's really cool these truck drivers take their sons out with them on the road. That's such a really cool cultural thing. And my interpreter turned to me, he's like, those aren't their kids, dude. That's how fucking horrible it is.
It's so horrible that they're on display.
Yes.
They're on parade, even, you were saying. The guys would parade around their harem.
Kandahar and different areas, they'll have parades, and they're on display as to, this is my harem, and they're proud of it. And that was one of the most disturbing things that we would talk about, specifically between like the departments, between Department of State, CIA, and the military. Is like, when you're out with the guys from a tactical and combat role, you see them and you interact with the way they are from a tactical level every day. And you'd bring this up to management, and they would say, oh, what do you mean? That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. Or they pretend it doesn't happen. But if you were on the ground in Afghanistan during the times I was there, honestly, from 2001, we'll say, to the time that we pulled out, everybody uniformly would agree with what I'm saying. If you spent some time in Afghanistan, you knew that was happening.
Jesus Christ!
And
did you see these parades?
No. But National Geographic, I believe, did an article on it several years ago. Yeah, bachabazi. I could be getting the pronunciation a little bit off, but it turns for you emotionally and psychologically, because you're like, okay, now I got some hate.
Right.
Now, makes your job a little bit easier.
Right.
Yeah. Makes your job a little bit easier.
Yeah.
It also makes it harder for you not to want to change the entire government system, where you want to completely rewrite the entire DNA of the cultural infrastructure,
right?
Because it's sad, and it's evil, and it's all of these like really horrible things. So as much as you want to help the Afghans and their plight, Afghanistan, I'm generalizing, right? I'm taking really big swaths of the Afghan culture. So I know this isn't every Afghan. I've got lots of different Afghan friends, and I've hired a lot of Afghans. This isn't everybody.
This is the dancing boys of Afghanistan. Go back up again. Show what's going on. These guys are throwing money at this dancing boy. Back that up, Jamie.
Yeah, I just clicked somewhere random, kind of trying to get back to it.
Oh, what the fuck, man.
Yes. So
those are like little boys, and they were dancing like strippers, and these guys are throwing dollars at them.
Yes. Yep.
Oh my God, this is so crazy.
And they're younger, so they go much younger. This is the thing that people didn't want to talk about in Afghanistan, that we talked about regularly which was, these are very, what we feel are distinctly wrong. These are very wrong things from a American support, tactical and strategic intervention. Like, we should not encourage this whatsoever. And it made it very difficult at times for us to trust what the State Department